quality of justice in this state will not be enhanced or improved by the politicization of the court, by making the justices worry more about politics than about justice. I think that the bipartisan support for both Republicans and Democrats for retaining three very, very good justices is the right way to go. But it needs to be a bipartisan effort, and so far I think it has been. I think both leading Republicans like Louis Donaldson in Memphis and Lou Conner in Nashville and Mickey Barker in Chattanooga, leading Republicans all across the state understand that the court will not be improved by making a political football.
You know, one of the things that Governor Ramsey says, Lieutenant Governor says that, you know, if it's an election, it's an election. Because a lot of people, you know, that has been the argument that has been put forward by supporters of the Tennessee plan throughout, is that a retention election is an election, and anybody that says it's not is wrong. And yet, there's never been, except for once, a Supreme Court justice that was bounced off the court during a retention election, and it's usually a rubber stamp. Well, it's not supposed to be a rubber stamp. In the Constitution, it says clearly judges shall be elected. Now, obviously, the Supreme Court, special Supreme Court, has disagreed on that means direct competitive elections. But
well, what's happened historically is that when there are justices or other appellate judges who have been deemed by the Evaluation Commission to fall short of the standards, those judges and those justices have not gone forward, and so they have been taken off in the process, have chosen not to go forward. That's how it's worked. Each of the three justices that's up for retention this time was recommended, two of them unanimously, and one with just one dissenting vote. Every one of the people on the Evaluation Commission, judges and lawyers alike, every one of them was appointed by a Republican. So you've got Republican evaluators appointed by Republican speakers that are saying two of these justices, you see them to a person, two of the justices should be retained, and all but one saying that about the third. So, you know, to politicize it, when the Republicans have control of the machinery, the Republicans appointed the evaluators, the Republican evaluators said these are good people who should be retained on the court. All of us ought to listen to those Republicans who obviously knew what they were talking about, and to say now, well, for Speaker Ramsey, respectfully, for Speaker Ramsey to say, I appointed the evaluators and the evaluators said they should be retained, and I don't agree with the evaluators I put on this evaluation commission. Well, it's just disingenuous.
What does that do? Like Governor Haslam has said that, you know, that kind of endangers, he fears that might endanger the Amendment 2 push. What would Democrats, what would you do if, would you be still in favor of Amendment 2 if in fact one or two or all of the judges, the Democratic judges on the Supreme Court were not retained, and therefore opening up the GOP supermajority to pick the entire Tennessee Supreme Court?
Well, I respect what Governor Haslam said. I'm still focused on trying to make sure that we work in a bipartisan way to see that the justices and the Republicans have evaluated as being worthy of retention or in fact retained. And then we'll see what happens. Hopefully they will be retained, and then we'll evaluate each issue on its merits. I think Democrats are divided on Amendment 2, and quite frankly, I can make good arguments, I think, on both sides. But the real issue for justice in this state is not nearly so much that amendment as it is what happens in August. Three good justices deemed worthy of retention by the Republican evaluators, whether they're going to be thrown out.